Welcome to Vision of a CEO, a space where beyond having coffee, I'll show you how ideas truly turn into strategy through ambition and discipline. Hi everyone, and welcome to another section of Vision of a CEO, where today I have a great subject. I mean, I think everyone is like literally waiting an opportunity, most likely, to speak about this particular subject, because everyone. And if you don't have to be a Latino to literally be waiting for what happened and what we all witnessed on the Super Bowl, especially on the halftime part of it with Bad Bunny with the presentation. But as you all know, every year I do this kind of shows, and if you haven't followed me on social media, you know that I used to do a live when it comes to Coffee with Jen. But obviously you keep upgrading yourself and updating. And now I have this podcast and this YouTube channel, Vision of a CEO. And what I do is, like every year, I collect a whole list of my favorite advertisement or commercials for the Super Bowl, because obviously I'm in advertising and marketing, so why not? And this is exactly what we're gonna be doing today. But obviously, who would I be if I don't touch the Bad Bunny halftime show in today's episode? So we're gonna touch that. But before we get into any of that, I just want to welcome everyone one more time to Vision of a CEO on another episode. Thank you for your support. Thank you everyone for tuning in. As you know, every week we have new topics of marketing, sales, entrepreneurship, advertising. I mean, you name it. And I'm pretty sure that you all gonna find any topic that is related to what we need to be part of it, or that we need to have our hands on. You're gonna find it here for sure. And now I'm gonna be telling you my most humble way of finding my ideas and what I think, regardless of my point of view, if either you like or not. I'm not the kind of marketer that you may think that I have to tell you what you need to hear. I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear. So whether you like it or not, that's not my business. You can follow me if you want to or not. But today, we're gonna be talking about the Super Bowl ads. One thing that you should know is that the Super Bowl, every single year, one of the most highest prices that people usually spend when it comes to media buying, or the space when it comes to being that time of frame for the Super Bowl, is really high. But this year, the prices to be there for like at least 30 seconds, it was like about $10 million just for 30 second spot. Imagine that. So imagine this huge brands competing every single year. And every single year you see kind of like the similar brands competing with each other. And there's usually like a theme or like a kind of topic that they choose. And they kind of follow the same protocol or the same description. Kind of like, like a whole, it's like the NFL usually send them, this is the guidelines for this year. This is how you should be doing it. I apologize for the little background, but you know how it is. You're recording and your dogs, they start going crazy. Anyways, but usually what is happening is that every year you get a topic, you get like some kind of themes or like some kind of like guidelines that everyone should be following. And most likely a lot of these brands, they usually follow it. Like I've seen years that they have like some kind of like movie theatrical kind of like atmosphere to each one of their commercials. Sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes you also have like I don't know, like maybe like a back in the days, like I remember that they were like having like some real kind of like description from like the movies from back in the old days, or like scary movies, for example. It depends of what kind of like year they're trying to accomplish or what they're trying to remember, because I remember like a Hollywood kind of style or like a cowboy kind of style. It depends of the theme or the topic of every year. But this year I literally lost my bet when it comes to it because I was betting with a lot of people that either we were going to see a lot of commercials of made with AI. I bet that we were going to be seeing commercials of multicultural because obviously we have Bad Bunny having the halftime is because the Hispanics have been rising up when it comes to like the whole movement for Hispanics, or a mix of both, or but I never thought that actually we were not going to have this kind of diverse without kind of topic or kind of like pattern, if you want to put it that way, when it comes to advertisement or guide. I mean, there was no guideline for this year's advertisements for the for the Super Bowl, which actually caught me a little out of surprise when it comes to it. And I was expecting that. I mean, it was good, don't get me wrong, and some brands did follow certain things. Like I did follow some patterns in some of the brands that they did follow the drama when it comes to it. Some of them included a lot of like multicultural in between, like by inviting like a good actor or a recognized figure or a good influencer in the Hispanic area with doing a collaboration to add more like a diversity mix into their commercial, which it was a good thing to be included in there. Others, like especially for the AI side of things, some included some AI, but it was not 100% made of AI. So it was a whole combination in between things and topics. But I think the topic that was more that I think that it was more dominant in the entire thing, it was like the drama thing of things. Like I know that I saw the one for Emma Stone, for example, for Squarespace, when she's like trying to type in emmastone.com, and it was like taking it to the next level. I mean, Emma Stone is a great actress. I mean, who's gonna fight that? Who's gonna argue about Emma Stone's skills of being such a great actress? And her performance is actually so relevant because I'm pretty sure when it comes to Emma Stone or any actor out there or any celebrity that is trying to find either their own handle for social media or their own website and is already taken because the fanatics have already taken their names, it must be frustrating. So she literally took it to the next level because I don't know how many computers she broke. Have you seen that one? It's actually pretty cool. I really like the commercial a lot. They bring in this whole drama situation a lot. The other one that actually was with a lot of drama, it was a TurboTax one. But let me tell you, TurboTax, they did a whole series. It was not just one commercial. It was with Adrian Brody, and as you know, everyone that knows about this actor, he's like everything that he does is with drama. If there's no drama, he literally says it himself. If there's no drama, he will not do it. And he brings so much drama, and they like literally telling him, no, we take the drama out of doing the taxes because everyone knows how dramatic it is to make any taxes and how complicated, but they literally saying that TurboTax is making taxes without the drama, but he's bringing in the drama regardless. It's like, if there's no drama, I'm not gonna do this commercial. So that was a great thing. It's like bringing in this kind of drama, but it was not just drama for those two commercials. Like there was another commercial that they brought in, what is this name, George Clooney, for example, that they're all sitting on a table. I believe that was for Grubhub. And if you see me reading, yes, I'm reading. It's because I have an entire list of all the commercials that I watch. So I know that I saw the one for George Clooney. It was like a old style, like a Bridgerton kind of like old days kind of things that they're all sitting down in there. It was like for a king table or some sort of thing. They brought some drama in there. I mean, these kind of commercials, and I'm not gonna mention all of them obviously, but some of them they had brought some kind of drama in between. One other thing that I obviously it has some drama involved that I noticed a lot. It was that there was a lot of medications and drugs and pharmaceuticals campaigns for MS, which it was with Christina Applegate. I mean, kudos to them, because obviously Christina Applegate, if you don't know, Christina Applegate is a huge actress out there in Hollywood, and she's actually suffering for SMS, just like Selma Blair. And they both have been fighting this disorder and this illness, and they also have been trying to help other people with a similar situation, because they know how painful it can be, and they working to give out the best treatment out there. So they did this entire campaign with Christina Applegate, and both of them have both been huge advocate when it comes to this. But it was not just about MS, it was about cardiac arrest. It was like different other disorders out there that they were like promoting so many drugs available to give out better treatment for other people, which actually caught my attention a lot. Now, when it comes to AI, I've noticed that AI did not really use AI to promote themselves. They did a regular video, a regular commercial to promote how easy, or to make easier your life, or how they literally show. Hold on, let me clarify and put my thoughts together. They literally showcase in their commercials how easier your life will be by using them, or making promoting their apps, if you actually integrate these apps in your business, in your daily life, and how easy they can actually make it for you. I mean, like, think the ones that I have on my list, like Claude, for example, that it keeps saying, keep thinking AI is coming to the world of ads, but not to Claude. But they are an AI app. Think about it. So Ramp AI, I mean, there's like so many others out there that they were using the platform to showcase the app itself as an AI tool, but not necessarily with an AI commercial, if you know what I mean. Even the Alexa Pro commercial, which actually was one of my favorite commercials out there with Chris Hemsworth, not because I'm a huge fan, but it was actually pretty cool, because a lot of people are so afraid of AI, and they literally brought the fearness and the scariness bringing in AI to your life and to your home. And that's exactly what Chris Hemsworth like showcasing this entire story. That was one of my favorite commercials. And if you haven't seen it, you need to go and watch it right now, because it's like a little movie, and he's playing a little movie into his head of how many possible ways Alexa can actually kill him because she's in control of the entire house. And how can actually AI be against you, because she's controlling everything in her house? It's actually pretty cool how they created it. But then in the end, she literally wins his heart by telling him, hey, I actually scheduled you for a massage. And he's like, oh, you can do that? I was like, it was really funny. So, I mean, I'm not going to spoil the whole thing for you, but it's actually really cool. It's a great commercial. It was really well done. But honestly, talking about drama and bringing multicultural, Elf Cosmetics with Melissa McCarthy. This is an ad that I cannot stop thinking about it. It made me laugh. It made me think of my roots. I mean, if you're Hispanic and you haven't watched this commercial, you need to watch it. It's a series of commercials, and I only watched one. I've watched two, and I don't know if they're gonna make more. But as you probably know me, one of the things that I like the most when it comes to commercials, so when it comes to the series of commercials, especially like the one for TurboTax that I was like mentioning to you before, is because you know that the story is gonna continue, and you want to learn more. But what Elf did is that they brought Melissa McCarthy, when everyone knows how funny that lady is. But not just that, they brought the telenovelas from the telenovelas. I'm not talking about when my mom was watching novelas, that I grew up with these novelas. So I know the actors, even if I don't watch novelas. I know the actors and actresses. And one of the actresses that is still in the back of my head, and her name is Itatí Cantoral. And she brought her performance as being one of the villains. And the same performance, she brought it in the Elf cosmetic commercial. And it's so funny that they actually brought it in with the same kind of drama, the same telenovela style, the same thing. The whole thing was so funny that a lot of people thought it was really cheesy. But if you think about it, they kind of like it was directed to a specific target audience because the product was like a lip gloss. It was directed to a specific target audience for millennials that use lip gloss, that grew up with that kind of novelas. Then even if you don't watch novelas, come on, don't pretend that you don't know who Tati Cantoral is. Come on. Everyone knows that she was like the villain, I think, in Marimar is one of those novelas out there. Because that girl is like really hard to not remember her. But it was a great commercial. So definitely drama is part of the Hispanic culture. So if you want to link one thing to another, it was there. What else? Like I said, I was looking into so many other things when it comes to drama. So other people, they chose like a different kind of like route to bring in drama. So obviously you remember that the Skechers have the Sofia Vergara, for example, obviously to bring in multicultural. But if you notice, they use AI when she was like trying out the Skechers in that little section to change the colors, and when she was like trying them out. And if you know Sophia is actually always in high heels. So Sophia wearing Skechers, maybe when she's working out, that's the only time that I've seen that woman actually doing that. You know what is one thing that actually caught my attention the most? And after this, I'm gonna reveal my favorite ones. We had it all wrong. At least I had it all wrong from the beginning, that I thought I was going to see more multicultural, more Hispanics. And yes, we saw that. But what I never saw coming is that the entire cast of SNL, Saturday Night Live, was in every damn commercial. The entire cast of Saturday Night Live had a commercial. And I'm talking about all of them. Colin, Che, Marcelo, obviously, and Colin's wife. I mean, Scarlett Johansson, I totally forgot her name. All of them, every single actor, all of them had a commercial. So maybe the topic was not really Hispanics. They all friends with Benito or Bad Bunny, however you want to call him. Because as you probably recall, he actually participated in Saturday Night Live before he did anything in the US when it comes to the Super Bowl. So think about it. Something to sink in. It's really funny, actually. Really funny that all of this is like aligned, and then you think about it, it's like, oh, I never thought about it that way. But then obviously, you know me, I'm a huge fan of the Backstreet Boys. I'm a huge fan of Friends, and they literally hit me on my sweet spot. T-Mobile. T-Mobile brought not just the drama, but the tears and the memories of any millennial when it comes to bringing the Backstreet Boys. Because if you don't know anything about the Backstreet Boys back in the days, they used to do these amazing concerts in TRL, and they did the exact same thing. They came into New York to record this commercial, to do like a performance similar to TRL, but obviously promoting the T-Mobile services and the network, and that is a better service for phones and for more network and for internet. And they brought back the most iconic song. And you know me, I knew already that it was gonna happen. I was like, this is iconic. Everyone's like literally thinking about it. It was really funny. They brought it was like funny, it was like memorable. It had everything all together, and I was like literally thinking, oh my God, the Backstreet Boys are there. We want to go and see them in Times Square, in TRL. This is exactly what I need. Same thing. And the thing is, like, it's not just because they brought it back from back in the 90s and 2000s. I'm talking about because they literally are killing it. These guys, they survived all these years, and they have this amazing contract with the Sphere in Vegas. And I think the last concert for this with this contract with Vegas, that hopefully they continue doing them, because I want to go really bad, is next weekend, and after that they're gonna go to Germany. So imagine that these guys are killing it, and they're not a boy band from now. They're not even a boy band anymore. They're like adults, and all of them have kids and married. I mean, come on. I mean, kudos to the band. Obviously, I will be a diehard fan for the Backstreet Boys forever. And I will not deny it. So definitely something that I was looking forward to watch. I enjoyed it until the end, and obviously it's one of my favorite ones. And obviously the Chris Hemsworth, the Backstreet Boys one, but Duncan, let me tell you, Duncan brought also another sweet spot for me when they brought in all the 90s sitcoms. Like literally they brought in Friends, of course, and they used the most memorable lines that everyone liked. We were on a break, and how you doing from Friends, even though they were trying to use like, the Fresh Prince over there when they would have like Carton there. They had Squirrel, what was his name? So they had like Family Matters, I think it is. It's like all these 90s sitcoms, but you have Joy Tribbiani, and then you also have Jennifer Aniston. And it's so funny because even though all of these sitcoms from the 90s is actually really cool, but just by saying these things, it's like specifically showcasing Friends. And obviously I love the whole momentum in there. I know a lot of you are gonna criticize the whole thing because I'm choosing the ones that I like, but hey, I like what I like. But there was like a lot of commercials out there that they were really funny. I really like the whole funny thing and the whole drama I bring it in. But it's not what I was expecting this year. I'm not gonna lie, because I thought they were gonna go a little towards to what Elf did when it comes to maybe not the drama part of the telenovela, obviously, bringing the multicultural a little more upbeat. Maybe they tried to do it in a way by inviting these Hispanic actors and bringing the diversity, which is good, or they didn't get the memo. now my entire list, like literally the entire list of how many, I mean, there's so many that I can continue talking about FIFA, Sofia Vergara and Owen Nelson. Come on. We have Poppy had another one. Michelob Ultra, there was drama as well. Apartment.com, SNL actress again. RO with Serena Williams. That's another one that I knew that I saw it coming. OpenAI again, same ad as before. Redfin, The Good Neighbor ad. That was actually really multicultural, actually, because an anti-racism, which is actually pretty good. The Levi jeans actually was a great one by moving your booty and everything. So because obviously your jeans, they need to be fit perfect. The Bosch one was AI generated with just a guy that they multiplied the guy different times, I think it is. The Bosch one was the one that it was just a guy when he felt that he was using Bosch products. He felt like himself. What else? Obviously, we have Coinbase with the Backstreet Boys karaoke song. I mean, you cannot blame them for that. Racing, it was our AI generated as well with Will Chartner. The Bud Light one. What else? We had the Fanatic app as well with the Kardashian right before the halftime. How convenient. Wasn't Bad Bunny and Kendall Jenner dating or something? I mean, you do the math. Again, guys, it was like so many of them, so many great ads. And obviously, some of them actually paid more than like TurboTax paid a lot. $10 million per 30 seconds? That's a lot of money. I saw a lot of TurboTax. I think Meta paid a few times the 30 seconds too. The Xfinity, oh my god, the Jurassic Park one. Did you watch that one too? A lot of these commercials, they use AI to bring them back to when they did the movie, for them to look younger, like the Duncan one. Duncan brought Jennifer Aniston, all these people from the sitcom, the 90s sitcoms to look younger for sure. So definitely there was a lot of AI included in there. But that's a given. I mean, a lot of people that used AI components, but not 100% AI. Oh, I didn't see all the commercials AI generated, if that made sense. But now, let's just talk about Bad Bunny halftime show for a second. And I am gonna speak from a marketing perspective to respect everyone's opinion because everyone's entitled from an opinion. So from our marketing perspective, let me tell you, kudos to Bad Bunny. He literally followed his brand guidelines as literally as what they were. If you know about his entire tour, La Casita, definitely he followed the whole thing from step one all the way till the end. He crossed all his T's and put all the dots into his eyes because he literally killed it. If his message and his strategy was to bring in the whole culture of Puerto Rico, he definitely did that and killed it. He brought in his entire brand, and one of the things that he says is he only sings in Spanish, and that he did. He brought in some surprises, and a lot of people were like so happy with his performance. Actually, his songs, I like. I don't like all of the songs that he played, obviously, because I like many of the songs, not all of them, but I do like a lot of his songs, and most of his songs are like really rhythmic or whatever you pronounce that, and it makes you dance. Definitely, that's exactly what he wanted to do, to make sure that people wanted to feel happy, that it's a whole party. That was the whole theme, because as Hispanics, that's what we like. We like to party. We want to feel like family. We want to feel together. It's a whole culture thing. That's what we do. That's what we are. That's who we are. We are a whole family. We help each other out, and that's our culture. We like to dance. We like to move. We like to play around. So every single detail from beginning to end, bringing in all these Caribbean cultures, not just the Puerto Rican one, because even the first phrase, and I'm Dominican, for the first phrase that it says the little parts like that, it sounds like a little bachata, and it sounds like, oh, it's a bebe. That's actually a Dominican phrase from a bachata singer. So if you don't know what that is, actually Anthony Santos, and that singer, he actually says that. And there are some other, then in the end, when he brings all the American countries' flags, and he literally says or lists every single country of the American continent, which actually kudos to the guy, because that's what brings the entire continent. All of us is America, and it's true. So kudos to the guy, because he did an amazing job. From a branding perspective and a marketing perspective, was an amazing, detailed and oriented atmosphere of the halftime show, that it was so well planned. It was like so detail oriented. It was amazing. Like everything, every single little detail. Even the other day, I found out, this morning, someone sent me the information that the dress that Lady Gaga was wearing, it was actually made by a designer, or by a company that designed it, or the owner of the company that was the designer, that his background is actually Dominican. He was born here, but he's actually from the Dominican Republic, from his parents' background, which is actually amazing. So which means that everything that was in there was Hispanic made, or Hispanic heritage, to put it that way. That's actually what I like, guys. When it comes to marketing, when it comes to branding, every little detail matters, and it matters so much, because when it comes to it, you understand that you're not just delivering a message to the other person, but you are delivering a message to masses of audiences. Even though if they don't speak the language, that's exactly what he was like, trying to make them understand what Puerto Rico, what the Caribbean is, what the Hispanic culture actually is. And that he definitely did. So maybe a lot of people, even myself, sometimes I see that other singers, they want to cross borders, and they learn other languages, and they want to mix it up. Like, I remember growing up in the Dominican Republic, and I still was listening to the Backstreet Boys, but the Backstreet Boys, they have songs in Spanish, and they were crossing over. And even though they don't know how to, hold on, actually Howie, he's Puerto Rican, but he doesn't really speak Spanish. But still, they were like having songs in Spanish, because they were crossing over. So what I'm trying to say, some artists, they still learn how to sing in other languages and crossing over. But Bad Bunny's brand is, he said it from the beginning. He said he doesn't want to sing another language but Spanish. We all respect that, and kudos to the guy because he keeps doing it and he's doing amazing. I mean, the guy literally just won 3 Grammys. Who am I to judge him? And I'm not judging at all. But what I'm saying is, he keeps doing it. And even though he didn't sing in any English song, he brought in Lady Gaga, which is good. It was briefly, but it was a good thing. It was a great kind of mix in diversity into the whole mix. But at the same time, when it comes to bringing your message and the message that he wanted to bring in for his culture, he literally displayed the entire message with his brand for sure. With the movement and the rhythm of his music, what he displayed in that halftime show, definitely that message was delivered. And everyone felt the culture and the love for his amazing island. And he definitely delivered that. And he did speak some in the end in English, which we all know he's really fluent in English. He just prefers to just sing in Spanish. I don't know if some other people that I know, that probably some other people got offended that he didn't sing anything in English, but he never sings in English. He does have collaborations with other singers that I thought he was going to bring more collaborators or more singers that he was going to, to speak in English, to sing in English with him, to do the collaboration with them. And some of them actually were there. Like Cardi B was dancing in I think the Market or Marqueta, however they call it. And she was dancing in there, but she was just there to as a support, I guess. She was there for support. Everyone knows that Ricky Martin also sings in English too. He was there, but he sang in Spanish only. Jessica Alba doesn't sing, but she was there. Who else? Karol G, but she only sings in Spanish. Well, what I'm trying to say is that I know that he has done collaborations with people that speak English and they sing in English. So I thought personally that he was gonna do that. But again, the guy did an amazing job. The guy did excellent with the branding, the details, the colorful, all the colorful in the message. With the kid sleeping in the wedding, that a lot of people didn't understand that. And it's actually because Latinos, they like to bring in kids to weddings and parties, and the kids usually sleep because they have nothing else to do, because their parents are usually drinking and dancing, so they have nothing else to do, so they could just fall asleep. Those little details only Latinos will understand, because that's what we do. That's our culture, like I said at the beginning. And kudos to the guy. He did amazing. He deserves all the Grammys that he won. And the message was really well delivered. The brand, it was intact and on point. And amazing. And well, I guess, guys, I know that today's video was longer than everything else, but I had to. It's like so much material to cover that I need to go everywhere. So funny. I didn't mention Snoop Dogg in today's video. But that Snoop Dogg is killing it with the Olympics, right? He's killing himself, like trying to do the same thing. And with that note, I'll see you guys on the next show, in the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you really liked this video. Let me know in the comments if you didn't like it or if you like it or not. And let me know what you think about Bad Bunny's halftime show. Let me know everything. What was your favorite ad for the halftime? For the Super Bowl. Let me know. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.